Hello everyone, what we're here to talk about today on Powerslide Speaking Specs series is not really a spec. What it is we're going to talk about heat molding. Heat molding is a process, as the name suggests, is molding your skates, your liner, your boots, whatever, using heat. At Powerslide we call it MyFit technology. And MyFit is our heat moldable line of liners and things like that. But it can also be done using your oven at home.
Yeah. So I'm the customer here and I want to get molded to my beautiful, nice feet. I want to have a new pair of speed skates and I want to see which fits best for me. So we have here two models we want to heat mold for you. And then I will decide what fits best to me. So we have the MyFit oven actually. So we have it installed for like 10 minutes, 120 degrees for the carbon fiber. And we have like a under and top heat and circulation heat. I don't know what the real name for it.
I think he means fan bake. Matthias doesn't spend too much time in the kitchen.
No.
So in general, what this is a process. It's a really simple process to help you customize your boots a little bit more, to help you relieve pressure points, relieve hot spots and things like that. So in general, it will improve the wraparound. It just will help you with general fitting your boot. We generally recommend it for all standard speed models. That will help you to just make your skates more comfortable in the day, and therefore if they're more comfortable, they're going to perform better. So as you're seeing, this is a MyFit oven. You don't necessarily need a specific oven. It will work exactly the same as your oven at home. You can use it, just have it all on the same settings. One really important thing, we need to do a little safety disclaimer before you do this. Step one, obviously, take off all your wheels. Urethane in general won't work super good going this hot. So keep the frame mounted, but take off all your wheels.
It's important actually to keep the frame mounted so you keep the shape of the bottom, which the bottom is stiffer, but in order when you put pressure on it, so you don't really disturb the shape of the bottom. So that's why important, keep the frame always on and strongly mounted.
The other thing what's important too is when you pull it out of the oven, the aluminium parts and all the metal parts, so all the eyelets, the little buckle thing here, the frame itself, that's going to be super hot. So just really pay attention to that when you do pull it out of the oven. So before we stick it in the oven, what we're going to do, what I actually want to show you is the pliability of the boot. So as you can see right now, it's very stiff, very rock hard, as a speed skate should be. So there's no movement there and things like that. So what we're going to do now is put it in.
Make sure, it's really important that a lot of the parts don't touch really,
the heating elements.
The heating elements. So now we have to wait for 10 minutes.
A good tip is set an alarm on your phone or something like that, just to make sure it doesn't go over time.
Because sometimes you forget that it's inside the oven, and after an hour you think, something smells pretty weird.
There's quite a funny story of Matthias almost burning down the Powerslide office with the smell coming out of the kitchen. So we've been waiting here 15 minutes for our pizza to cook. And fortunately today we've got something a bit better than pizzas inside. We've got a couple of, as we showed you before, we have our PS1 model here. Look at the main difference here. Look at how soft that boot is now. So basically you can customize that to your,
like Scott said, make sure
all the metal
don't
parts.
touch all the metal parts. Make sure you put some socks on.
Socks are important.
Very thin socks if you skate barefoot. And then go in. Make sure you put every nice in, the tongue. Once you lace it, there's no way back. So lace it very snug from the bottom. One by one.
So as you can see, see how flexible the upper and everything is here. It's really coming together quite nicely. It's still quite soft up here on the top. And as Matthias is pulling it together, you'll see how flexible it comes around.
And now the important part really is, wrap it on the top.
And your heel and ankle is all locked into place there like that. So there, and pull it over. Remember, still pay attention to the buckle and things, because it will be still very hot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Try not to burn your fingers.
Pull it tight.
Pull it tight.
And then go into the skating position. So knee over the toe.
Yep.
Basically don't move to the side so other will be unstable. And then see that everything is wrapping around nicely. You can even put something if you want. You can close with a velcro strap if you want to make it tight. Or you can even, you know, squeeze with your hand to make the Achilles more tight or so.
And normally you should stay in that position basically until the boot cools down. That's the general rule, just until it's nice and cool, and then it's basically fixed and locked in that position there.
So you can see how flexible the carbon fiber gets. So really, if you want to have less room, sometimes really wrap around something like a velcro strap, so you can have more support, more control by really heat molding it. It will really adjust nicely to all your shape of your foot, and then close very nice on the top too, so you have no air and open space, and you have more support on the collar. Two more important things you want to do. If you really want to have it tight, then you can also push forward with your hand and shape it, pre-shape it. So actually then it's easier to make it wider than make it closer on the foot. So sometimes when it's warm, just press it like this, and then it will get a really narrow and tight shape, and then you put your foot in later and it will stretch out again. And the other important point, if you have like another pressure point, like, you know, a lot of people have pain here, like the extra bone, then do like this. Put like something on your pressure point. So make it a little bit bigger, your pressure point. Normally you can take like a little tissue, you can take like a special foam, and then you go in. And then do the same again like we did before. Tight it really well. And then actually, with the tightness of the laces, the shell will be pushed out in this area where you had the pressure point before. So this will help to relieve the pressure. It hurts a little bit more during you doing it because you have more pressure on it, because afterwards it really will release the pressure, and it will give you a little bit more room on your pressure points. So you can do it on every spot. Like we said, we can do it with tissues, you can do it with a special foam, pre-cut the shape and everything. You can make little donuts and every shape you need to release the pain. So that's it for the PS1, and we look at the other boot right now.
So now we're back again. As you saw maybe just before, we had the PS1 boot, and now we have our Icon boot. Very similar process. Be very careful when removing it from the oven, simply because all the aluminium parts will be very hot. But look at how soft and flexible that is. And the aluminium parts are quite hot. So now we have to, Matthias?
Yeah, I touched the aluminium parts. Thanks, Scott.
No worries.
So really, like the eyelets are always, the frame was hot on the foot.
Yeah, so it just goes in nice and easy like that. And look at how soft and flexible that carbon shell has become. What simply is going to happen now, Matthias is
sweating like hell.
Matthias's foot is almost on fire, but this is a good thing. Simply, it's not going to be very comfortable for the first few seconds. It's not going to be very comfortable, but you're going to have a perfectly shaped foot for it. Again, this is something which is you can do several times over. As Matthias is demonstrating here, he's lacing it up as tight as possible. And as you saw on the PS1 model, you can actually use some extra Velcro straps and things like that to really pull it tight and lock it in. Again, this is something like it's the pain of training is nothing compared to this.
Thank you, Scott. I will remember it. So lace it nice and tight.
Yep. Assume the skating position so
watch the metal parts again.
Exactly.
And again.
And again.
And again.
Remember the knee over the big toe. Assume the skating position. And you could probably normally you need to go a little bit lower than what Matthias is right now, but he's old, so he can stand up a bit straighter. But yeah.
And then really wraps around nicely everywhere, so there's no more air inside. All the shell and all the uppers totally in contact with the foot, so it wraps around nicely on the top. There's no gaps anywhere, so it really becomes like part of your foot. It's like a second skin.
Thanks for watching this episode of Powerslide Speaking Specs. As we said at the start, it's not really a spec in general, but it's a really helpful tip, especially for racing skates, how to customize your fit and really refine the fit to make sure that your skates are fitting better, and simply that you'll have more fun. At the end of the day, for speed skating, you're going to skate faster. One of the unique things, what you may or may not know, is you can do this multiple times. So say you do it once and it's not quite right, you can keep doing it and redoing the process without any fear of the boot breaking down or getting soft.
And basically when you look at it, it will really have the shape of your foot. So all your ankles and everything will be built in not only the upper but also in the carbon fiber. So this is the end of the episode. The time is out, lights out. So we're going home and we have a perfectly shaped skate. But remember, it's really important to set the skate up properly. Not only heat molding, but make also sure the frame is set up correctly. So when you go out, we have a lot of fun. You know, a Formula 1 racer doesn't go to a track and set up his car improperly. He will be out the first corner. And the same basically with a racing skate. Set it up properly and we'll have more fun and more power and more push.
We love to skate.